Arthritis often feels like an inescapable part of aging, like an old ache that arrived quietly and decided to stay. But what if we told you that some of the pain in your joints might not be coming from inside your body, but from your dinner plate? It's a truth many seniors have never been told. What you eat can either soothe your joints or silently inflame them. And sometimes, even foods that seem harmless or are advertised as healthy can trigger a storm of inflammation that makes arthritis worse. Scientists now understand that arthritis is not just about worn-out joints or getting old. It's also deeply tied to inflammation. And what's one of the biggest causes of inflammation in the body? You guessed it, your diet. That daily bowl of cereal, that slice of bread at lunch, or that sweet treat after dinner could be fueling the very pain you're trying to relieve. The challenge is, these foods don't cause immediate pain like a fall or injury. Instead, they quietly wear your joints down day after day, bite by bite. You might be thinking, but I don't eat anything extreme. That's exactly why this is so important. The biggest offenders are often hiding in plain sight, camouflaged as convenience, comfort, or just a little bit of sugar. It's time to open your eyes, not just to what's on your plate, but how it may be shaping the pain in your knees, hands, and hips. So, what are the everyday foods that could be worsening your arthritis without you even realizing it? If this is already making you look at your plate a little differently, you're not alone. Thousands of seniors are discovering the quiet connection between food and joint pain, and finally finding relief. If you want more honest, science-backed tips like this, delivered in a way that's easy to follow and even easier to live by, hit the like button so YouTube knows to show this to others who need it. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a chance to take your health back, one small step at a time. We all know sugar isn't great for us, but most people think of it in terms of weight gain, diabetes, or dental issues. What many seniors don't realize is that sugar can also act like lighter fluid for arthritis pain. Here's why. When you eat foods high in sugar, like cookies, cakes, sodas, or even that spoonful in your tea, your body responds by releasing chemicals called cytokines. These are tiny chemical messengers that tell your immune system to get ready for a fight. The problem is with arthritis, your body is already inflamed, meaning it's already fighting a kind of invisible war in your joints. When sugar enters the picture, it's like dumping gasoline on a fire that was already burning. Excess sugar also leads to something called glycation. It's a fancy word, but here's the simple version. When sugar sticks to proteins in your body, it creates little sticky clumps that damage tissue, especially joint tissue. Over time, this can make your joints stiffer and more painful. The tricky part? Sugar hides in more places than you think. It's not just in desserts. It sneaks into salad dressings, ketchup, flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, and even whole wheat bread. Food labels might say evaporated cane juice, fructose, or corn syrup, but it all adds up to one thing: sugar. And here's something that surprises many people. Fruit juices like orange or apple juice can be just as bad as soda. Why? Because once the fiber is removed, the natural sugar in fruit becomes a quick spike in your bloodstream, triggering the same inflammatory response. Now, this doesn't mean you have to live a sugar-free life, but being aware of how much you're consuming and where it's hiding can make a real difference in how your joints feel day to day. So if sugar is this bad, what's the next sneaky food making your arthritis worse? Especially one that's often mistaken as heart healthy. Now let's talk about something that seems innocent, maybe even necessary. Bread, pasta, crackers, and white rice. You've probably been eating these foods for decades. They're familiar, they're easy, and they're often labeled as comfort food. But here's what most people don't realize. Your body treats these refined carbohydrates almost the same way it treats sugar. Let's break it down simply. Refined carbs are grains that have been highly processed, meaning most of the fiber, nutrients, and natural parts of grain have been stripped away. What's left is a soft, starchy product that digests very quickly. Too quickly, in fact. When you eat something like white bread or a plain cracker, your body breaks it down into sugar almost immediately. This causes your blood sugar to spike, just like eating candy would. And just like we discussed earlier, those spikes trigger inflammation, which can make your arthritis worse. Even wheat bread or multigrain versions can be misleading if they're made with enriched white flour. Always check the ingredient list. If the first word isn't whole, you might be eating more sugar than you think. There's another downside. Because refined carbs digest quickly, they can cause energy crashes and make you crave more food soon after eating. This constant cycle of sugar highs and lows puts stress on your body and can keep inflammation levels high all day long. Instead of cutting out carbs completely, which isn't necessary, try switching to whole grains. Brown rice, oats, quinoa, and whole grain bread digest more slowly, keep your energy steady, and are far less inflammatory. You'll feel fuller longer, and your joints may begin to feel less stiff and achy, too. The goal isn't to deprive yourself. It's to swap out the foods that fuel pain for ones that support healing. But what if the oil you're cooking those whole grains in is quietly undoing all your progress? Let's take a closer look at what's in your frying pan. You may have made the switch years ago from butter to vegetable oil because everyone said it was a healthier choice. Corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil. They're easy to find, affordable, and labeled as heart-friendly. But here's a surprising twist. Some of these very oils could be feeding your joint pain. Let's break this down simply. Your body needs fats, just like it needs water and air. But not all fats are created equal. Some fats reduce inflammation, like the kind found in salmon or olive oil, while others actually increase inflammation. And unfortunately, many common vegetable oils fall into that second category. These oils are high in something called omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 isn't bad by itself. It's actually essential in small amounts. But the problem comes when your body has too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, the kind found in fatty fish and flaxseed. When that balance tips, it creates a storm of inflammation. Think of it like this. Omega-3s are the firefighters, and omega-6 are the sparks. A few sparks are okay, but if the firefighters are outnumbered, the fire spreads, and your joints feel the heat. What's worse is that vegetable oils aren't just used for cooking. They're hiding in salad dressings, mayonnaise, baked goods, and even some so-called healthy snacks. You might be consuming inflammatory oils every day without even knowing it. So what's the alternative? Switch to extra virgin olive oil, which is anti-inflammatory and heart-healthy. Use avocado oil for high-heat cooking. It's stable and full of good fats. Limit fried or packaged foods where hidden oils tend to sneak in. You don't need to eliminate all fats, just the ones that work against your body instead of for it. Now that we've uncovered the top 3 foods that can silently worsen arthritis, what should you be eating instead to fight back? Let's turn the page to foods that heal. Let's take a deep breath. So far, we've talked about what to cut out of your diet, but now it's time to talk about what to bring in. Because food doesn't just have the power to harm, it also has the power to heal. When you eat foods that naturally fight inflammation, you're not just easing arthritis pain. You're helping your body repair, rebuild, and feel stronger from the inside out. So what should your plate look like? Let's start with color. The more colorful your meal, think bright greens, deep reds, rich purples, the more likely it is to contain powerful natural chemicals called antioxidants. These are compounds that fight oxidative stress, a fancy term for the wear and tear our cells experience over time. Oxidative stress fuels inflammation, and antioxidants help to neutralize it. Here are a few inflammation-fighting heroes to keep in rotation. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, loaded with omega-3s, which act like natural joint lubricants. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, rich in vitamins that calm overactive immune responses. Berries, small but mighty, packed with antioxidants that protect your joints from further damage. Nuts and seeds, especially walnuts and flax seeds, which are full of healthy fats and gentle on the joints. Turmeric, a golden spice with a compound called curcumin, proven to reduce swelling and stiffness. And here's something seniors often overlook. Hydration matters. Even mild dehydration can make joints feel creaky and stiff. Aim for water or herbal teas throughout the day. Every sip counts. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. Even small changes, like adding berries to breakfast or switching your salad dressing to olive oil, can reduce inflammation over time. But food isn't the only weapon in your arthritis-fighting toolkit. There's one simple lifestyle shift that can dramatically boost the benefits of this anti-inflammatory diet. And it doesn't require a gym membership. If this is helping you rethink your meals and see food as part of your healing, not just your habits, go ahead and tap that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who are silently struggling with arthritis, just like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a step on your journey to feeling better, moving freer, and aging gracefully. Mornings can be tough when you live with arthritis. That first stretch out of bed, the stiffness in your knees or hands, it can set the tone for the whole day. But what if the way you break your fast could help break the cycle of inflammation? Let's take a closer look at what's on your breakfast table. Many seniors start the day with toast, cereal, or even a muffin and a cup of coffee. It's familiar, quick, and comforting. But most of these options are full of refined carbs and added sugars, the same ones we talked about earlier that can quietly inflame your joints and make stiffness worse. Now here's the good news. You don't have to skip breakfast. You just need to swap out pain-promoting foods for ones that support your joints and still taste delicious. Try these simple breakfast swaps. Instead of sugary cereal, try warm oatmeal topped with walnuts and blueberries. Oats are a whole grain that digests slowly and helps stabilize your blood sugar. Walnuts add healthy fats that calm inflammation, and blueberries are loaded with antioxidants that protect your joints. Instead of white toast with butter, try a slice of sprouted grain bread with mashed avocado and turmeric. Avocado offers healthy fats, and turmeric adds a golden anti-inflammatory punch. Instead of skipping breakfast or grabbing a sweet pastry, try a chia pudding soaked overnight with almond milk, cinnamon, and a few slices of banana. Chia seeds are packed with omega-3s, fiber, and protein, all gentle on the joints and great for digestion too. Smoothie lover? Blend a handful of spinach, frozen berries, ground flaxseed, and a splash of unsweetened yogurt or nut milk. You'll get fiber, vitamins, and powerful plant compounds that support joint flexibility and energy levels without the sugar crash. These changes may seem small, but they add up, and the best part? You'll likely notice the difference in how your joints feel before lunchtime hits. Speaking of lunch, that's often when inflammation creeps back in. So, what should you be eating midday to keep pain at bay and energy steady? Let's dig into that next. By midday, many of us are ready for a break. But if your lunch isn't planned right, it could actually be setting your joints up for more pain. Remember how we talked about blood sugar spikes? When your energy crashes after lunch, your body responds with inflammation, making stiffness and swelling worse by afternoon or evening. So, what does a lunch that truly loves your joints look like? It's all about balance, combining protein, healthy fats, fiber, and vibrant veggies to keep you full, satisfied, and inflammation-free. Here are a few simple, delicious ideas to try. Grilled salmon salad. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the good fats that reduce inflammation. Toss it over a bed of leafy greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and a drizzle of olive oil and lemon. The fiber and antioxidants from the veggies team up with the healthy fats to soothe your joints. Quinoa bowl with turmeric dressing. Quinoa is a protein-packed whole grain that digests slowly and helps keep your blood sugar steady. Mix it with roasted veggies like sweet potatoes and broccoli, then top with a homemade turmeric and olive oil dressing. Turmeric, as you remember, fights inflammation naturally. Lentil soup. Lentils are a wonderful plant-based protein full of fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support your immune system without spiking blood sugar. A warm bowl of lentil soup with garlic, carrots, and celery can be comforting and healing, especially on cooler days. The best part? These meals are easy to prepare ahead of time or enjoy fresh, and they keep you fueled with steady energy, not those afternoon slumps that can trigger flare-ups. But what about snacks? The little bites we reach for between meals? They can either help your joints stay calm or quietly sabotage all your hard work. So, What's the number one hidden trap lurking in most snack choices, and how can you avoid it? Let's be honest. Snacks sneak into our day more often than we admit. A handful here, a nibble there. But while they seem small, snacks can make a big impact on how your joints feel, both today and tomorrow. Most people don't think twice about their snack choices. But those harmless bites, like crackers, pretzels, or a bag of chips, can be loaded with refined flours, inflammatory oils, and hidden sugars. And when you eat them between meals, your body doesn't get a break from inflammation. It just keeps building up. Even worse, many of these snacks are marketed as low-fat or light, giving the illusion of health, when in fact they're triggering the same flare-ups you're trying to avoid. Now here's the shift. Imagine your snacks as tiny healing opportunities, little moments to soothe your body instead of stress it out. Swap the saboteurs for soothers. Instead of chips, try a small handful of almonds or walnuts. These contain healthy fats that fight inflammation, and they actually help you stay full longer. Instead of crackers or cookies, try apple slices with a spoonful of peanut or almond butter. The fiber in the apple helps digestion, and the healthy fat in the nut butter slows sugar absorption. Instead of sugary yogurt cups, try plain Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of chia seeds. You get protein, gut-friendly probiotics, and anti-inflammatory omega-3s, all in one bowl. Instead of reaching for processed snacks, sip on a turmeric tea or warm bone broth between meals. These are gentle on your system and help support joint and gut health, especially as the day winds down. A recent study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed fewer processed snack foods throughout the day reported lower levels of joint pain and stiffness just 24 hours later. That means every snack choice you make today has the power to shape how you feel tomorrow. So now the question becomes, how do you use today's meals to shape tomorrow's comfort? What's the link between what's on your plate and how you wake up feeling in the morning? Imagine waking up tomorrow with less stiffness in your knees, fewer cracks and pops when you roll out of bed, and a bit more ease when you take that first step. Believe it or not, that possibility doesn't start tomorrow morning. It starts today with what's on your fork. The connection between food and joint pain isn't just a wellness trend. It's backed by science. Multiple studies, including long-term research from Harvard and the National Institutes of Health, show that what you eat today can directly influence inflammation levels in your body for the next 24 to 72 hours. When you consume foods high in sugar, refined carbs, or inflammatory oils, your immune system goes on high alert. That means more fluid buildup in your joints, more pressure on the cartilage, and more pain when you try to move. But when you nourish your body with anti-inflammatory foods, colorful fruits, leafy greens, healthy fats, and lean proteins, you're sending a very different message. One that tells your immune system, you can relax, everything's okay. Think of it like tending to a garden. Each meal is a drop of water or a handful of weeds. It either nourishes or burdens the system. And just like in a garden, consistency matters. One healthy snack won't reverse years of damage, but one full day of anti-inflammatory eating can reduce pain sensitivity. And doing that day after day, that's when real transformation begins. So, next time you consider skipping a nourishing meal or reaching for something processed, ask yourself, how do I want to feel tomorrow? Because the choices you make today shape the comfort, movement, and freedom you'll have in the days ahead. But food alone isn't the full picture. Your emotions, stress, and even your mindset can quietly influence inflammation too. So how do you calm your mind in a way that supports your joints? Let's pause for a moment, not to think about food, but about how you've been feeling lately. Because here's the truth. What's going on in your mind and heart can be just as important to arthritis relief as what's on your plate. Doctors used to think arthritis was purely physical, just wear and tear on the joints. But now we know better. Chronic stress, unresolved grief, anxiety, even loneliness, all of these can trigger or worsen inflammation in the body. Why? It comes down to your body's built-in alarm system. When you feel emotionally overwhelmed, your brain signals the release of stress hormones like cortisol. A little is okay, It helps you get through tough moments. But when stress sticks around, cortisol overstays its welcome, weakening your immune system, disrupting sleep, and increasing inflammation in your joints. And for seniors, many of whom may be living alone, dealing with loss, or adjusting to major life changes, these emotional stressors are real and often unspoken. So what can help? Daily calm rituals. Something as simple as deep breathing, light stretching, or 5 quiet minutes with a cup of tea can lower your stress response and ease joint tension. Connection. Whether the phone call, a support group, or chatting with a neighbor, social interaction releases feel-good hormones that combat stress and inflammation. Gentle movement, walking in nature, tai chi, or swimming not only helps your joints physically, it also releases endorphins, your body's natural painkillers. Gratitude journaling. Writing down just 3 things you're thankful for each day has been shown to improve emotional well-being and even reduce physical pain. Here's the bottom line. Arthritis care isn't just about eliminating bad foods. It's about creating an environment, inside and out, where your body feels safe, nourished, and supported. Your joints are listening, not just to your meals, but to your emotions. So be kind to yourself. Feed your body, calm your mind, and give yourself space to heal. And if you found hope in this journey, if something clicked today that made you feel a little more in control of your health, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so YouTube shares it with others walking the same path. Subscribe for more senior-focused health insights that treat you like a whole person, not just a diagnosis. And remember, healing doesn't happen all at once, but it does happen one gentle step at a time. See you in the next one.